all eyes around the state, around the country, around the world are on the Indiana Fever. And Bria, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Caitlin Clark just did in 41 games what it took Diana Taurasi 565 games to accomplish. Think about that for a second. The pace she's setting isn't just impressive, it's historic. What we're witnessing with her rookie to sophomore leap might be unlike anything professional basketball has ever seen.
There it is! A triple.
Everyone's hyping up Caitlin Clark's triple-double, but that's only half the story. High voltage sign hash in that game, Clark and the Indiana Fever didn't just win, they shattered 11 records in one night. I went through every single minute of the Fever's domination of the Chicago Sky, and what I found will blow your mind. That triple-double? It was just the opening act. This was a night that completely rewrote the WNBA record books. Basketball and hoop fire, and if you're rocking with Indiana, drop "I've got the Fever" in the comments. Let's go. Rock it.
Having the Fever organization be what it is today, like, it is just so fun to be a part of. There's been a lot of anticipation.
You've done a great job in training camp leading to this moment. Enjoy it. Okay, go out there and have some fun.
While everyone's eyes were locked on Caitlin Clark that night, something historic was unfolding quietly in the background. DeWanna Borner stepped onto the court just 7 points away from basketball immortality. Think about that, 15 years of professional excellence, thousands of buckets, and now on the brink of becoming the third all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. Already sitting at fourth on the list, Borner needed only 6 points to pass Tina Thompson and etch her name even deeper into the record books. But here's the question, would anyone even notice this milestone amid the fever frenzy surrounding Caitlin Clark? Borner's journey has been steady and relentless since 2009, rising through Phoenix, battling in Connecticut, and now wearing Indiana's colors. And on this night, she was just a handful of points away from one of the greatest scoring achievements the league has ever seen.
Bonner is the fourth all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. And in her first game with the Fever, will likely move into third all-time. She's currently just 6 points behind Tina Thompson for third on the all-time scoring charts.
And then, in the final quarter, history came calling. DeWanna Borner stepped to the free throw line, 2 shots away from greatness. The first one? Pure. A clean swish that tied the record in front of a roaring crowd. Then came the second. One release, one follow-through, and with that single bucket, Borner officially moved past 7,488 career points, becoming only the third player in WNBA's 28-year history to climb to that scoring summit. It wasn't just a point, it was a legacy cemented.
Bonner, who knocks it away, cookies, TV, open court, right side, and she lays it in!
What makes Borner's milestone even more remarkable isn't just the numbers, it's the impact she's had on the Fever's culture. This isn't an aging star chasing personal glory. She's a 6-time All-Star with 2 championships, bringing true winning DNA to a young roster hungry for leadership. When she speaks in the locker room, players like Caitlin Clark, Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hall sit up and listen. Her influence goes far beyond points on the board, she's shaping the next generation of stars.
One more free throw for Bonner. It's in the air, and it's good! DeWanna Bonner now third in WNBA history in scoring. 7,489 points and counting. Lord, and here's the ovation for Bonner.
The Indiana crowd rose to their feet as the PA announcer shared the milestone, proof that even in an era of viral highlights and rising young stars, fans still honor greatness that spans decades. DeWanna Borner's climb to third all-time leading scorer wasn't just a personal triumph, it set the tone for a night that would see record-breaking performances everywhere on the court. Now, with only Tina Charles at 7,696 points standing in her way for second place, Borner's legacy keeps growing. But as impressive as her achievement was, the night was far from over. Another Fever star was ready to remind everyone why Indiana's future looks so frighteningly bright. Remember the doubters questioning whether Aaliyah Boston could dominate, especially against fellow South Carolina alum Camila Cardoso, who towers at 6 feet 7 inches? The answer came in the most emphatic way possible, right there against the Chicago sky.
You know, DB is somebody that, you know, is a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader. You know, the strongest voice in our locker room is hers. And it's fun to have been around here now for about a month just to get to learn from her and soak it in. And I'm really happy she got to do it at the free throw line and all the fans could go crazy and cheer for her because she certainly deserved that moment. And it was really awesome to see and be a part of.
Aaliyah Boston entered her third season with something to prove. She wasn't just aiming to be great, she wanted to cement herself as a franchise cornerstone alongside Caitlin Clark, forming a duo that could carry Indiana for the next decade. The foundation for something special was quietly brewing in Indianapolis. The Chicago frontcourt came in confident, maybe too confident. Angel Reese had spent the entire week talking about how she planned to dominate Boston in the paint. Instagram posts, press conferences, even warm-ups, all signs that Reese thought she would own the matchup. Boston's response? A defensive masterclass. 5 thunderous blocks that sent sky shots flying into the stands, rejection so emphatic that fans jumped out of their seats, pointing at the scoreboard in disbelief. Every time Reese rose for a shot, Boston was there, ready. Her defensive dominance didn't just energize the crowd, it moved her into 6th place on the Fever's all-time blocks list, proving she's more than just a scorer, she's a game-changer on both ends of the floor.
All right, y'all. Hey, good stuff. Okay, we did a lot of really good things. I thought our defense was really good. And when we had lapses, we played through possessions. All right, so we made things happen. Y'all, overall, just hell of an effort.
Those 13 rebounds weren't just impressive, they were historic. In only her third season, Aaliyah Boston surged into 8th place on the Fever's all-time rebounds list. Think about that, decades of players have battled on the boards for Indiana, and Boston is already in the top 10. Add 19 points and 5 blocks, and she's in truly rarefied air. Boston became only the second player in WNBA history to record 15-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus blocks in a season opener, joining Natasha Howard, who first accomplished the feat back in 2014. For a player in just her third year, that's elite-level dominance, a statement that Boston isn't just rising, she's already shaping the Fever's future. The Clark to Boston connection was on full display all night, a chemistry clinic in motion. Caitlin Clark kept finding her big for easy buckets, a perfectly timed high-low pass here, a bounce pass there, while Boston patrolled the rim like it held the league's deepest secrets. Every time Chicago thought they had a lane, Boston slammed the door shut. Angel Reese grabbed 17 rebounds, but her offensive game struggled, shooting just 5 of 14, unable to score over Boston's perfectly timed contests. What was billed as a marquee matchup turned into a masterclass in defensive positioning and timing. POW. 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 The jaw-dropping moment? Boston and a teammate combined for a record never before seen in WNBA opening night history, a defensive partnership that will make wings and guards across the league rethink how to attack Indiana's paint. And then there's Clark. What she did against the Sky wasn't just impressive, it was unprecedented in the 28-year history of the WNBA. No one, not Diana Taurasi, not Sue Bird, not Cheryl Swoops, has ever accomplished what Clark pulled off in that season opener. A performance that will be remembered for decades.
Yes, great job of those long arms of Aaliyah Boston here, going up multiple times and then...
Caitlin Clark entered her sophomore season carrying massive expectations. After shattering 62 records in her rookie year and turning the Fever from a lottery team into a playoff contender, the question on everyone's mind was simple: what's next? Nobody could have predicted what was about to unfold against the Chicago Sky.
Pow, pow, pow! Fever.
Early in the game, Caitlin Clark was already on fire. Within the first few minutes, she drained a logo 3, the kind of shot that makes defenders throw their hands up in disbelief. The ball barely kissed the net before swishing through, setting the tone for a night no one would forget.
Ready for the season to tip off. It's the Fever against the Chicago Sky. We saw record crowds a season ago, and I'd say they are back and raring to go in 2025.
And that was just the beginning. Caitlin Clark played like someone who spent the entire offseason with one goal: dominate on both ends of the court. She spotted passing lanes no one else could see, threading impossible needles with precision passes. She grabbed rebounds over taller players, out-jumping them with perfect timing. And most surprisingly, She was swatting shots like never before, adding a defensive dimension that left everyone in awe.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory, and I have 3 words. Oh my God. Or now you know.
Her 4 blocks set a career high and became the most blocks by a point guard in a WNBA season opener, shocking everyone who thought defense was her weakness. And these weren't soft contests, they were emphatic rejections that energized the entire team. The Clark-Boston connection reached its peak when they combined for 9 blocks, the most by any duo in a season opener in league history. Think about that, a point guard and a center combining for 9 blocks, a level of defensive dominance usually reserved for twin tower frontcourts, not a guard-center pairing. As the fourth quarter began, anticipation rippled through the arena. Caitlin Clark needed just 2 assists and 1 rebound to make history. Fans were perched on the edge of their seats, watching her chase the first ever 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in a WNBA season opener. Every pass held their breath. Every missed shot had them leaning forward, waiting to see if she'd grab the board. With just under 5 minutes left, Clark delivered her 10th assist on a perfect pass to Aaliyah Boston for a smooth mid-range jumper. The crowd erupted. Minutes later, she came back to snatch her 10th rebound, sending the arena into absolute pandemonium. History had been made. Clark's the 20th of October 10 performance wasn't just her 3rd career triple-double, it vaulted her to 3rd on the all-time triple-double list. She became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 3 career triple-doubles, doing so in just 41 games, while also tying Alyssa Thomas for the 2nd most 20-point triple-doubles ever.
First one in your career, but you had 4 blocks out there. That's more than you ever had in college. Matches your WNBA career high. Felt like you were channeling the spirit of Gabby Marshall out there with the blocks. Is that a part of your game that you've been working on the postseason? Are we going to see more blocks out of you as your career rolls on?
Not really.
But the most mind-blowing stat shows just how fast Caitlin Clark is rewriting the record books. She now has 9 games with 20-plus points and 10-plus assists, second all-time only to Courtney Vandersloot. Here's the kicker, she did it in just 41 games. Diana Taurasi, also with 9 such games, took 565 games to reach that mark. Vandersloot needed 430 games for 10 performances. That's the difference between Clark and everyone else who's ever played in the league. What takes other players an entire career, she's doing in her first 41 games. She's not just breaking records, she's shattering our understanding of what's possible in professional basketball. Think about it. If Clark maintains even a fraction of this pace, she's on track to smash every meaningful WNBA point, assist, and triple-double record in history. This isn't hyperbole, it's math.
It's not really something you can work on. I don't know. I felt like I had active hands. I had some pokes when our post players were playing good defense, and coaching staff has just challenged me to try to be a better defender every single practice and just getting better in that area. I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to improve. I don't think any of those blocks were too obvious. You look at the stat sheet and it's like, oh wow, 4, but you can get your hand on there and help your teammate out. It makes the world of a difference. So
what we just witnessed against the Sky isn't just a win. It's the birth of a dynasty that could. This is a team poised to dominate women's basketball for the next decade. The Fever's 35-point demolition of Chicago was more than just a win, it was a statement. When generational talents align at the perfect moment, history is made. And this wasn't just any blowout, it's the 2nd largest margin of victory in Indiana Fever history. Skeptics might write it off as a single game, but the stats tell a very different story. 11 records broken in one night isn't luck, it's a warning shot to the entire league. Indiana isn't just winning games, they're reshaping the future of the WNBA.
There it is! A triple.
The Clark-Boston connection is evolving faster than anyone anticipated. Their combined 9 blocks show a two-way chemistry that goes far beyond scoring, a defensive partnership that wasn't supposed to happen this quickly. Most experts predicted it would take years to develop this level of court awareness together, yet here they are, already setting records as a duo. This roster is unprecedented in balance. You have a sophomore phenom in Clark, breaking records at a pace never seen before. A third-year dominant big in Boston, already climbing the franchise record books. Veterans like Borna, Howard, Sydney Colson, Brianna Turner, and Sophie Cunningham provide championship and playoff experience. And young stars like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hall are stepping into their prime. Together, it's a mix of youth, experience, and elite talent that signals Indiana is building something truly special. Looking at how quickly this team is gelling, it's impossible not to get excited. The spacing is perfect, the defensive rotations are crisp, and the ball movement is exceptional, things young teams rarely master this early. Yet the Fever are making it look effortless. This isn't just about one record-breaking night. It's about witnessing the birth of a team that could redefine WNBA basketball and bring multiple championships to Indiana. It's the basketball equivalent of watching the early Chicago Bulls before their dynasty took off. You can feel the foundation for greatness being laid. And the most exciting part? Clark, Boston, and this Fever team are just getting started. 11 records shattered in a single night is just the beginning. Imagine what happens when they hit peak chemistry. This isn't just a good team having a great night, this is the start of something historic in women's basketball. The gap between the Fever and the rest of the league is only going to widen from here.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle.
The Indiana Fever didn't just win a game, they announced their arrival as a powerhouse in women's basketball with a 35-point demolition of the Chicago Sky, the second largest margin of victory in franchise history. When a team breaks 11 records in a single night, you're not just watching basketball, you're watching history unfold. And the most exciting part? This Fever team might just be getting started. The question isn't if Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and the Indiana Fever will break more records this season, it's how many more they'll shatter before it's all said and done. If you're rocking with Indiana, drop "I've got the Fever" in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this historic ride.